we'll check it out.
I didn't move my camera, did I?
I don't know. I'll fix it if you did. Doesn't really matter.
All right.
Bam! Guess what? It's the CrunchCast, and we're back. We had a little delay there, but thank goodness Justin Meisse, he came back, and now we're having it here on a Thursday night. It's actually so late on Thursday, it's already 11:11.
Yes.
I should be playing Skyrim, folks. What am I doing here? This is retarded. It doesn't make any sense. Why am I not looking at the camera? I'm looking at the other camera. I'm looking at this camera that only Justin can see, because Justin is joining us by Skype. Anyway, welcome to the CrunchCast. You can check out crunchstudios.com for all the episodes. They're also all here on YouTube. You can also find them on Vimeo. You can check us out on Twitter and Facebook and G+, and have a great time on the internet all day, all night. Who am I? I'm Chris Holden. Over here is our buddy, as usual, Bryan McConnell, a lovely animator, athlete extraordinaire.
I like that first adjective, lovely.
Lovely.
Nice.
It's better than a rapist carved out of granite.
Yeah.
That was one of the comments. But joining us tonight is veteran environment artist, Justin Meisse. I called him veteran because last time when we tried to do this, we had a discussion about veteran, and I just went right with it because it's been declared now. Sorry.
Oh, man.
So yeah. Say hello, Justin. Got anything you got? What's going on in your life?
Hello. Nothing really. I'm not here to
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Great show.
See you later.
Wonderful.
Actually, I've been tossed around the ideas of doing like a podcast or some kind of competing product. So,
Nice. Okay.
but I'll announce that somewhere.
Weren't you
in the
talking about
future.
doing something more like actual development type stuff instead of shooting the shit more? You're actually kind of doing things like opening up Unreal or something.
Yeah,
But I'm not
I
sure.
wanted to. Like a while back, I did some live streaming stuff.
How'd you like that?
And it was fun, and it was kind of like, it would be kind of cool to actually have someone do the live streaming and then have someone else monitor the chat, because the whole time I would getting
Well, it helps if you just got kind of
chat.
like, you can focus on the work and explaining it, and like you could have somebody else on the technical side, like making sure everything's running and recording and
like have like a host, so he'll be like, oh, so and so
Hey,
is
everybody,
asking,
look at this
what?
jackass drawing in Marks.
I'm not
Instead of people just saying like, hey, look at this link.
I'm not trying to like destroy your hopes and dreams or anything, but just prepare for how difficult that could be, because I mean,
Oh yeah.
just like the whole thing sounds like really, really technical, and like
Yeah, it's hard to actually record a good tutorial.
like what Chris said earlier. What we're doing is just shooting the shit. It's pretty.
Yeah.
We're just sitting in chairs and being assholes.
But that's awesome. I
Just
like
being
that.
ourselves.
I think that'd be great. But I could just picture it like turning into like a really, really long tutorial.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could
I
happen
think it
really
was like
fast.
I think I did a 3-hour stream.
Yeah, that was my problem with doing a video tutorial. Is I kept having to explain too much. I'm like, this is so long.
Yeah.
But I'll probably get up some at some point. But hey, anyway, did you know that this is the 20th CrunchCast? 20.
Oh.
20. We're a fifth of the way to 100. Holy crap.
I'm honored to be a part of
You're
it.
part of number 20. What does that mean? What does that mean for anyone? What does that mean for us,
I don't
folks?
know. We didn't really have a plan.
We have no plans. It just happened. It just happened.
It's a nice number.
So yeah, we've had on one of your co-workers here a couple times, Jesse Sosa. So
Yeah.
I guess both you guys working at King's Isle right
Yes,
now.
we do.
And
I'm 2 seats to the left of him.
freak out. And we've had a few other guys from King's Isle that are kind of interested. So I'm just gonna, instead of doing the CrunchCast, I'm gonna start the King's Isle cast.
Yes.
Might as well just move base to Austin.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking.
We're moving to Austin.
You should join us next week for, I think it's going to be next week for episode 21.
The drunk cast?
Yeah.
I still feel that's kind of up in
nice.
the air, but the idea is the 21st episode. You turn 21 so you can drink, so we're going to make it the drunk cast.
I'm doing it. I don't care what Chris says.
It would actually be a pretty good idea to do it like on a weekend or something, so you could, just get hammered and fall asleep and
Oh,
instead
yeah.
of having
I
to,
agree. Or maybe
drive
like a
home.
Friday night after we pregame it or something.
Yeah, you pregame, you party.
Maybe. We'll see. But
I'd be up for that.
who knows? Maybe I'll actually
Go
do a
over
good
to
job.
Jesse so we can
Yeah.
have 2 versus 2 tag team.
That'd be funny, because I'm sure he
Title
likes
match.
to drink. I'm pretty sure I saw him post a picture of beer on Facebook.
I'm drinking a whole 2 liter Pepsi Wild Cherry soda.
Wild cherry, that's pretty nice.
Whoa.
Probably not going to drink the whole thing.
No, but I'm going to use it throughout this weekend. We're crunching pretty hard this week. So.
Yeah, just, final and deadline stuff. All
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Getting ready.
It's the same excuse all the time. We haven't done a CrunchCast in a while because we've been busy.
Oh, hey, Bryan, is your mic?
It should be on.
Okay, there you go. Sorry, Bryan's levels were too low, so if you couldn't hear him there for a few minutes, folks, sorry about that. I could see it coming up here, but a few times it just wasn't picking it up.
Okay, cool.
But your levels are wicked higher now.
Oh, everything I said was kind of stupid anyways.
He was trying to attract women.
Yeah. You just can't turn it off.
Can't stop.
So,
what got you into making them video games, Justin?
Well, I guess we just have to rehash what we didn't record yesterday, but now it's refined.
Yeah, you had a chance to say it.
We're cutting it down to fit into Twitter messages.
140 characters or less.
So I guess what my introduction was Doom modding and stuff.
Yes.
But
Me too.
I was pretty young and I didn't have the internet, so it was.
Well, how old are you? How old are you now?
I am 31.
Oh, so you're just a year younger than me, so
Yeah.
we can pretty much kind of line up ideals there.
Yeah, so I
can understand that there wasn't an internet. Yeah, we were fucking young. You're like, what, in junior high or high school, probably?
Yeah, I think that might have been junior high.
Because I remember, I do remember bringing in mods to school in 10th grade because there was a computer in industrial tech fast enough to play Duke Nukem 3D.
Oh, sweet.
So, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. You went to the Art Institute, right? Too?
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale, right?
Yeah, I went to Art Institute Fort Lauderdale in 2000. So 2003, I did that, and it was. Sometimes I'm torn about it. It costs a lot less than it does now. Like I'm seeing people going for double what I paid.
That bubble's gonna burst.
Yeah, it's nuts. And but I mean, I appreciate I learned a lot of animation and effects and other things that I probably wouldn't really know without going there. So I use that a lot in work. A lot of times they don't have to do an effects pass or an animation pass on some of my environments because I know enough how to take somebody else's effect and pop it in there and change the particle setting so it's optimized for my scene.
Nice. I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah. I was doing a scene with a pirate flag on it, and I was just like, "Oh, let me just put 3 bones in that flag and do a quick, flapping animation, and good to go."
Yeah.
That was something I had to do back on in Warhammer. I had to figure out how to animate banners, and then document how to set up bones and animate in Max for the other artists.
Oh yeah.
I was like, great! I had to figure this out.
A lot of the environment team did animation.
Yeah, there's always something moving around. Like something small, like a banners, cloth.
Yeah.
Some medieval crap.
It's what brings the scene to life, in my opinion.
Oh gosh, yeah. And well, these days, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before. These days, if you're doing an environment, you pretty much have to have a video of that environment.
Oh yeah.
Because there's going to be some sort of effect going on. There's going to be some sort of shader that has some kind of effect, or maybe you just need to show the simple shaders, like nice specularities on metal or a skin shader on a character. But beyond that, it's like particles going through the scene, light beams, and water, leaves
and trees,
wind. Yeah. Everybody has scenes are living, breathing things these days. And if you're not doing real time art, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And especially with YouTube and Vimeo being so easy to use, easy to link, embed. Nobody has to download
kind of interesting.
A QuickTime plugin.
When I was recently setting up my big gallery that just has a collective old stuff, just art, so I can run and say, "Oh yeah, I remember this." It's really more for me, but I noticed that a bunch of my newer stuff I didn't have pictures of, and I was like, well, I don't have pictures of this, but I had videos of every one of them. I was like, oh, there they are. These videos.
So, how's work going?
Oh, do you his mom?
Well, no, it's going good at King's Isle.
Yeah, we promoted Wizard 101 because you guys put out that new trailer
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago. So we promoted that with Jesse on
That
here.
looks fucking awesome, by the
I
way.
guess we're kind of promoting it again, but
I loved
whatever.
it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I like the gnome giant where it's like all
Oh, they all
the
stack
little
up.
gnomes
Yeah,
together.
Yeah.
That would be freaking hard to animate and get working correctly. It seems like all putting all those little gnomes together to make one giant gnome. But anything like that is hard. It takes a lot of technical.
Any funny, wacky, cartoony animation. It's really like, wow, look at that thing happening.
Yeah,
It's tough.
I guess it's cool. I guess the way the combat is, it's card based combat, and so the summonings they can do a lot of, they take control of the camera, so they can do a lot of this crazy stuff. Like there's ninja pigs, and when the ninja pigs come in, they do that anime like background appears behind them, and it's like, and then they land.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty.
Ninja pigs.
So
It's pretty funny.
There's like some 2D jokes in there and stuff too.
Yeah, there's a lot of. It's a pretty funny game. Like, there's a lot of, like, people are saying it's kind of like Looney Tunes. Like, there's a lot of jokes that the kids don't get, but the parents playing along will be like, "Oh, I get that joke."
Yeah, you definitely put stuff like that in games.
Like every zone you have to find these hidden. There's this one character asks you to find these hidden things, and they're all band names. Like, you have to find the Beatles in one level. It's like there's a beetle hidden everywhere, and then there's the monkeys, the wallflowers, and I don't know how many. There's like every zone has a.
In that new trailer, can you think of anything that you did that's in there for sure?
No, I
don't know, because I know Jesse was able to point out a few character things, but
I did some interiors, and usually
There's a gnome.
nobody does dramatic pan throughs of interiors. It's always like, oh, look at all these outside spaces. But
I see.
Look at this character in front of a sky.
There are
all the environment guys
some
are like
scenes in there of Tracy's work. Some of the what is it? I think it's called. Well, I don't know if I can say what the name of the place is yet. I mean, it's in Safari, but
I wouldn't understand it if you said the name anyway, because you see, how would I know what you're talking about?
But yeah, he did some whole like city like zones out there. That's an interesting thing too at King's Isle. Most of the environment artists, it'll be like, make a zone. It isn't like, we're not making props at a place around there, and there isn't a train
it's a smaller
system.
place too. You don't have like a ton of guys.
It's actually pretty big studio.
Oh yeah, the studio is big, but like on the team is. Well, we kind of talked about it before. It's not like a super huge team, right? Well, think about it.
Size,
Yeah.
How many environment artists do you guys have, do you think? Just out of curiosity.
Oh man, I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
You didn't prepare for this, Justin?
I didn't. No, I didn't do my homework.
It's fine. I was just trying to get a scale.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean about the whole zone thing. That's kind of how we got it at Ilphonic, because we're smaller.
Yeah.
There's like 3 different level styles, so that means every artist made 3 levels, and with DLC, we've made 4 levels like each, like the whole playable level individually. So, and we help each other out, like pat each other on the butt, like good job. Like I like to get up and just pat Cole on the back and say, "Keep up the good work." He doesn't really have to have done anything, and it's makes people feel better.
Oh yeah.
Like I'll walk into Chuck's office and say, you just give him a hug, say, "Here you go, Chuck."
Oh man.
We're very supportive.
We're supportive.
I'm gonna give Jesse a hug tomorrow.
Big old smooch on the cheek.
Just a big old sneak up behind him kind of hug.
I'm a bear. Go, I'm a bear. Gotcha.
He seems like the type of
He'd be in.
He seems like the type of person that would get really turned off if you tried to smooch him on the cheek. He knew it was coming. You'd have to like really surprise him.
I don't know, dude. He was wearing a fursuit on another podcast.
Well,
I bet he's down.
Like you would think, like him in his Pikachu outfit, he'd be down.
Pikachu.
But the way he has his face, it's just like very
his face is a real turnoff.
Well, he's like all angry looking.
It's a funny picture, and it's good to talk about inside things that are pictures on a podcast.
Oh yeah.
Follow him on
Especially
follow
for
him on
people
Twitter.
that download the audio one.
At Skanker0.
Yeah.
Skanker0.com. Artbyjustin.com.
Yeah.
Hey,
super
so-
old.
You got a... So you did your start with like a modding Doom, and obviously that went into Quake. And I remember you having skins in the Quakes, being in the skin community.
On GeoCities.
All those good old days. Yeah, everybody has a site. I gotta get a site. Did you ever get any farther than GeoCities? Like, did you ever get on like Planet Quake or one of those other websites like Telefragged or anything like that?
Yeah, actually, I went from GeoCities. I think at the time it was either Quake Palette or Q2 Palette.
Mm-hmm.
With,
I remember that. I do remember that.
Ross Patel, Packrat, as his screen name was. That was his thing. And then
I hung out with him before. He's a good guy.
yeah, and then that died when because it was hosted on Frag.com and nobody knew it, but the guy that ran Frag.com was running it on his work server without his boss knowing. So the boss found out and was like, "What the fuck? You're running this network?"
It was pretty big.
Yeah, it was like Planet Quake.
Yeah.
So then it just shut down.
Dang.
And that was pretty
that?
depressing.
That is a ballsy move.
That's how a bunch of people do their sites. Their sites are all just like some bullshit, and then it gets to be a big community or something.
Yeah. It's like, why is our bandwidth bill so high? But we're jumping around. So yeah, Quake skins, Quake 2 skins, and then I started doing some mods and stuff. And I kind of got in on that era when kind of shady publishers were hiring mod teams to like make their mod CDs that they'd sell in Walmart and be like, oh yeah, when it gets published, we'll give you money.
Oh yeah, good times.
So I was on. It was a mod for Quake. I think it was Quake 2, and there was some kind of British magazine called Instant Access that was going to publish it. And I actually have that somewhere. I have the copy of the magazine with the demo of our mod on it, and it was that was kind of
One
cool.
of those old shovelwares.
Yeah, so I was a teenager.
Those were some pretty
I was
cool
like,
ones of those. I got some
I'm
stuff on them.
published.
I did it! I'm better than you!
But then the mod
I
kind of
made it.
fizzled out, and it never saw the light of day.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, right? Like, here's my awesome game I made. It got 10 downloads.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I'm shooting for more than that, but we'll see.
Oh, for Nexus?
Yeah.
1 million buys.
Hopefully. Yeah, it'll be good, I think.
I hope we ship a whole bunch of copies.
Yeah.
It's digital, folks.
Yeah.
Well, digitally ship. You got to load it in the digital truck.
Yeah.
Drive down the tubes.
To the tubes.
I wonder if will that save us money?
What do you mean?
Since it's digitally download, so we don't have to spend money. I know the publisher.
There's no money
does
in
that.
distribution.
Yeah.
In the same sense of, okay, you got to print up discs and manuals and boxes, but there's still distribution for the digital stuff, because instead of it just being thrown in a box, it's sorry, Justin, I'm getting a quick
You're getting robot-y.
well, you sound fine, but you see I sound fine. I'm gonna try something real quick. I'm gonna turn off my video and see if that helps, because sometimes this happens, just the internet gets spotty with the Skype and all.
Oh, you just cleared up.
Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
Like I said,
I get to
sometimes
see,
go ahead.
I get to see your angry picture.
Oh, the picture, my Skype picture is just like... Yeah, sometimes... okay, back to this thing. There is money in digital distribution as well, but it's not the same as sending out a bunch of freaking boxes.
Yeah.
You gotta host the file, but, hopefully it'll be great.
Yeah, I was just curious, so... It's kind of cool being the first game that you work on be a downloadable one, but I mean... A box would be.
I want to do something like a promotion with the show. Like if you buy Nexus, take a picture and give you a shout out or something.
Yeah.
I've actually got an idea that I want people to do. The idea is people can go to the website crunchstudios.com and put it up on their monitor and then take a picture of that, and then tweet me that picture or send me that picture somehow,
But try to get like some.
It's not. It can't be in your house.
Yeah.
It's got to be either at your school or at your office, and make it like obviously there's somewhere. And the more monitors you can get it on, like if you get like a row for like some QA testers, you get all those on there. That would be the boss. And I have nothing to offer you but my condolences.
My thank yous.
Condolences, like something bad happened.
I'll say.
I can only wish you luck in finding a new job. No, it just seems like a cool idea. Just something to get some fan involvement. I've seen some other shows do it. And
I thought
it's funny.
I thought it'd be pretty neat.
Like I know Red Band gets people to go into stores like Best Buys and Apples and actually subscribe on iTunes and take a picture.
Oh, wow.
But he's got an army of people. But,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I got like me, you, and the dog can hear us talking. No, I don't even have a dog.
Oh.
I wish you had a dog.
That'd be so cool. He'd be so in your lap.
All right, BRB.
Cool. I get to talk to Justin.
Some private time, finally.
So yeah, you got your first job at Mythic.
Yeah.
Go you.
You go, yeah. That was you really helped me out with that. I think it was. Well, I think I did. I got an interview with Cryptic, and I did the art test, and I kind of panicked and freaked out on it, and really bombed that art test.
Yeah, a lot of that's that mental stuff that you're not.
Yeah.
It's real easy to kind of wrap your brain around something too much and freak out about it. But sometimes you just got to do what you do, and you know best. If somebody thinks you're good enough to do it, obviously you can do it. So just do what you do and don't worry about it. I've had a few friends that are always like they're working on an art test and they just get all freaked out and they keep sending me messages. I'm just like, just shut up and do it. And I know you said I think I said that to you, but I said it to other people more than you. Like you weren't as bad as some other folks. They did amazing jobs. Like every update they'd show me, be like, "This is fucking awesome, dude. Why aren't you just finish it?
Yeah,
it's awesome. Just go. Stop worrying."
It's funny, like an art test that I've done where. Like even recently, I've done well not recently, but before I came here, I was doing art tests, and there was sometimes for some reason I would freak out doing it, and like I would get all like oh I gotta make this perfect, and it wouldn't come out great. But the ones where where I just chill and like I'm gonna hey I'm gonna take a break and watch a movie. I'm not gonna kill myself working on this.
Yeah, I've done art tests like where I just killed it, destroyed that art test, made it no big deal. But then there's other art tests where I'm not 100% about the company.
Mm.
Like I'm not totally sure there's a place for me, and then I kind of blah out the art. Like I don't really, it's just out there and again.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want to spend.
And then just totally fail.
Well, you wouldn't want to spend a whole bunch of time on a piece of art for just an art test and then send it to a company that you're not even sure you want to work at.
Yeah, I mean, some companies are like, oh, wow, I'd really like to be there, but then, other places, they sound good. Like, I've had plenty of talks with, up-and-coming youngsters. They're all like, I want to work here and here, and they'll just name, like, the top place. They'll be like, I want to work at Bungie on Halo. I want to work at Blizzard. I'm like, no, that's cool. They're good places, don't get me wrong, but, I mean... When it comes to your expectations and the industry, sometimes it's not really the right company for you, and sometimes it's not. There's so much philosophy behind this. If you're if you're into having a family, if you have a certain kind of lifestyle, it's going to be. There's so many different choices like location that are going to be more important, or a company that's not just going to work you to death or something like that. But some people just aren't right for certain companies, and you just need to figure that out. Don't say I gotta work here. I mean, I've known guys that have been at Blizzard for like 37 years and they still haven't shipped a game because it's not really that. That's a bit of an exaggeration. But I've had some friends that have been there for a long time, and it's like, wow, you just
37 years.
No, they just keep working on stuff that gets canceled.
Well, yeah, one of the coolest things about Blizzard is they are such a strong company. Well, that was a hard ass. They're such a strong company that they have the commodity of iterations and processes to like really get things right. So they'll spend a lot of time on a game, and you could be there a long time and ship nothing.
Yeah.
Or you could be there for a long time and ship like Diablo 3 or
Yeah.
like I was a designer on Diablo 1. It's like, oh well, here's a bunch of money. Go open up a studio.
Yeah.
Like you can get an amazing result out of being there, but maybe not. Maybe you want to go somewhere where you can, ship a bunch of games and you live out your game industry dream of put out an Xbox and PlayStation game and whatever. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Some people have different visions and.
Sometimes I would like to be at a like I've been working in MMOs the whole time where it's like maybe you'll ship a game every 4 years.
Yeah.
And then it's like the guys who work on Modern Warfare they ship one every 2 years. And some
studios where they like have a franchise and they just pump them out.
Yeah, just I was at a studio for 4 years and I shipped 8 games, kind of.
Yeah. That can be pretty dope for your resume if you're in the right position. If you're just doing like hard surface assets, like high detail assets for a high end game, you can end up with an amazing portfolio really fast too.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing, man. If you're trying to just get your career going, if you can put yourself in the right position, like something that has really good concept art, or you'll get to make stuff that's gonna be really good, then you can come out of that really awesome. I've said it before, a lot of those guys came out of Warhammer like that.
Oh, yeah.
If you're working on an IP that has such good concept art behind it, if your pieces look good, then you're going to come out with a great portfolio.
Yeah.
From your first job. So that's kind of nice, right?
I always get nervous when the boss says that to me. Like for example, today Kettering said to me, you should hop in TrackView and like try to learn TrackView and all this, and I was like, okay, and he's like, it'll be good on your portfolio. I was like, damn it, I want to stay at Ilphonic for as long as I can. I don't know.
Is that how you reply? You go, what are you going to do, fire me?
Well, I mean, I think there might be the perception on the other end that like, oh, these game artists still, they always want to go on to better things. Like, you're gonna leave right when this game ships to try to get to a better studio or something.
Yeah, that's not the point I'm making. I always try to stay everywhere I can. I've had the privilege of never actually being fired or quitting a job.
Yeah.
Which I've only been like, laid off or the project was done and we moved on kind of thing. Like, oh, nothing to do. We got no money. Bye.
And I got really lucky finding a job in Colorado, just because there's not very many game studios out here.
And it's the best state in the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like, I know that's obviously an opinion.
That's the obvious answer because it's true fact.
But my dad is a pilot, and I have been like all over the continental United States quite a bit. And something about this dry climate, I really love it up here.
Yeah.
So
sunny 350 days of the year. The other 6 days it snows.
But so you're from Colorado?
Yeah.
Cool.
Born and raised. I lived in Fort Lauderdale actually for 2 years. But
oh yeah.
I really enjoyed Fort Lauderdale, but I was also really, really young at the time, so I didn't recognize the humidity. I don't know how the humidity is there like now. I'm sure it's just as bad as like some other places. Probably not as bad as Orlando, but yeah.
I think it's hotter. Yeah, it's pretty hot because it's really far south. I mean, it's half an hour away from Miami, I think.
Yeah, I did like Florida as a kid. Mainly because of the animals.
Florida's kind of a neat state when you're young.
Yeah.
Because you got Disney World and beaches and deadly animals.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Alligators.
They've got a Bigfoot called Skunk Ape.
I really like Florida.
They got Cayman and the rare Florida crocodile, American crocodile.
Holy crap, really? I figured we just had alligators.
So how long were you in Fort Lauderdale for?
Well, I was in Fort Lauderdale for 3 years. Well, there's a bunch of construction going on over there.
Yeah, Chris is throwing ice all over the place.
So yeah, I was in Fort Lauderdale for 3 years, but I actually lived in Central Florida since I was 10. So that was Lady Lake, which is kind of middle of nowhere.
I see.
But yeah, I like Florida. I like I kind of like that it doesn't snow. And sometimes, sometimes you just don't get a winter.
Oh yeah.
So you'd be, it'll be, in the 80s and up for Christmas. So you'd be out in shorts and swimming in the pool.
Trust me, I'm not a big fan of winter myself. Colorado winters are like the pussiest of all winters, though.
Oh really?
So,
That's pretty good.
I mean, we get snow every once in a while, but
okay.
But it's not like super wet atmosphere snow, like because we don't have any humidity. There's also like it's not very windy. I mean, unless you're like in the plains, but so yeah, our winters are pretty easy to stand all year long. I'm still getting sick of it though. I would like to live in like Florida or somewhere.
Oh yeah.
just so I could go outside any day I want and play frisbee or football or whatever. Because I start to get depressed like as soon as fall hits, just because I know that winter's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Even though I love Halloween and stuff, but I just wish I was. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say that was kind of a bummer being a kid in Florida, was that it was Halloween. It was always really hot out, so I couldn't wear, you couldn't put on, if you wanted to make a really cool costume, you had to suffer because you were drenched in sweat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bunch of bullshit.
It's kind of the opposite here. I think it snowed like right around Halloween.
Here?
Here.
Yeah, it snowed a few days before, actually. That week, the same week before.
And my costume was a shirtless costume. So.
One thing about the winter out here in Colorado is it's not that it's that weak. It's just that they're prepared for it. And they're just out there with plows instantly. They're built for it out here.
Yeah.
And it is a powder, and like I said, and it's sunny almost all the time. So after it snows, they wipe the roads and it melts. It stays clean. The snow will be on the ground all winter, but it's, the places you want to walk aren't just disgusting the whole time. There was one year I was out here where the 7-Eleven that was across the street from me at the time, the roof collapsed because we got so much snow. We were walking around in like waist deep snow.
Yeah. And
I went to my buddy's house and he had like a snowboard or something in a hill behind his house, so we just jammed.
So that's sweet.
It was really hard to get there. There was waist deep snow. He lives on the second story of his building. We were jumping off his balcony into the snow because it was totally safe.
That's awesome. That's really cool. The only
Try this at home, kids.
You try this at home. I love that Futurama. Where Bender sets himself on fire and says, "Hey kids, try this," or "Hey kids at home, try this," or something.
The only thing that I've
Nice.
ever done that's involving snow that's that crazy is I've been snowboarding naked, but that's not even like that big of a deal because it was like a nice sunny day and there's just snow on the ground. So
Was it were people around? Like it was a resort or something?
I think it was me and like a couple
couple
guy
guys,
friends.
just you and a couple
Yeah,
guys.
me and a couple guys.
Still
I think there was
naked.
one girl. And I think she was probably the reason why I did it.
Yeah,
so.
but it was totally cold.
Yeah.
So all she saw was a patch of pubes.
Pretty much. my man bush.
Cool.
Anyways.
So yeah, you came. You hopped up on Mythic. Was it 2007? Was it?
Yeah,
7 or 8? Yeah.
March 2007. So,
And then, wait, what year did you get laid off? I was in 09. February 09. So you were like a little bit later 09? Or?
Yeah, it was November 09. I think it was November 9.
That's right, November. Remember the 5th
The
of
good
November.
old days.
The good old days.
We both got
That was
wintered out.
weird.
Why couldn't they lay you off in the fucking summer and go have a good time?
Well, there was this whole thing where it's like we weren't really laid off. We were sent home with a couple months of being on the books, kind of thing. It was a strange.
Yeah, sometimes layoffs can be strange.
But
I felt privileged to be in that first. Well, that wasn't the first wave, but one of the early waves because it meant that I got like all the severance and shit like that. And
oh yeah,
everybody was all like, "Boo-hoo, we weren't expecting this." I'm like, "What are you talking about? My fucking all I got to do is go home and change my the word current in my resume to February 2009, and all my shit is up to date."
Oh yeah.
That's got to be scary though when like a whole bunch of people are laid off from a giant company like that.
Yeah,
and
well, they were
looking
like a
for
big
job.
family company forever, and they've been around forever, and they never fired anybody. So
Yeah.
when people were losing their jobs, it was like families being destroyed. You know what I mean? Like people that have families and kids.
Yeah.
They're like, the whole point of being there was it was a family company, and you could be there a long time.
Yeah, people owned houses.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And where are you going to go out there besides Nowhere or Bethesda, which is an amazing company? Buying all their damn games, and you're going to destroy my life playing Skyrim forever. Infinite quests.
Where was Mythic located again?
Fairfax, Virginia.
Yeah.
It's the D.C. metro area.
Okay.
Which meant, what that means is the metro runs to Fairfax.
Yeah.
It was the last stop. But you could jump on the metro and go right into D.C. It was totally sweet.
Yeah, that was I did go to I went to DC a lot because I like going to the I think we talked about this on the Lost episode.
The lost
episode.
That like all the museums are free there, so you just go
roll right
go
in.
down and walk around the monuments and everything. And
There's a few good shows. The only downside is the metro shuts down early.
oh
Didn't
yeah,
it shut down at like midnight or something? It's stupid. It shouldn't be shutting down.
well the Boston one that shuts down. I think it shuts down even earlier because that was every time we would go into Boston. I'd always be like, "What time is it? What time is it? We gotta get going."
Yeah, that sucks, man. And of course, last call is like 1 a.m. but all those guys shut down way before that. It doesn't make any sense to me that a huge city, any sort of big city, just wouldn't be running public transit all the time.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm a crazy person that makes video games and stays up late.
Yeah.
See, because I think that was the thing in Boston. Last call was at the subway shut down before last call.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, I don't know where I'm going.
You had to roll out. You couldn't enjoy good times with your buddies and spend a
Yeah.
bunch of money on a cab or drive into the
Oh
city.
god,
That would suck.
I think they said I saw something. I think that Boston has the most expensive cabs in the country.
I believe it.
Like I was going to look into taking the cab to the metro from my house, but it was going to be like $80.
What? I don't know how far you are, but still.
It wasn't that far. It was kind of like where I lived in Massachusetts was kind of like the same distance from my house to the metro station was the same as Fairfax to the metro.
Oh yeah, it wasn't too far, but it was kind of strange.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, here's the thing about the East Coast is it was just built by people walking around and go, I'm going to go walk this way, I'm going to go walk that way, or then they get on a horse maybe, and maybe a wagon. That's how the roads were designed. It's just people walking around. Like, well, where am I going? I don't know. I'm just going to go that way. And fucking, there's Virginia. Oh, what's this way? Oh, we'll call it West Virginia because it's to the west, I guess. That's how all the roads were made on the East Coast. So when you're trying to drive there, you could drive kind of to the metro, but it was always so strange. Like, you have to do this weird. You have to go this way and turn this way. You have to turn like 8 times to go anywhere. I don't know.
And DC was, they had city planning for DC,
yeah, they had some
but
planning
they chose the most screwed up layout of roads. Because they all form like pentagons and stars.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, that's patriotic. It was like, well, nobody notices when you're trying to drive.
Symbols and shit. It's impossible to drive on.
And Boston is this insanity roads that twist and all these roundabouts and crazy
lots of
stuff.
Roundabouts, not very wide. And again, all that was like, why are these buildings so close? Well, they planned it for people who own horses.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Denver's pretty nice. It's pretty grid-like, but
Like
then
that
you get downtown and the grid shifts like 45 degrees.
Oh, yeah, it does. That whole grid just like turns. It's so
it's really strange. But like that's the only that's like the only bad thing about our streets, really. I mean, other than that, it's pretty easy to get around. Apparently, we have a lot of one-way streets. I've heard from some.
Yeah, there's a lot of
one-way
one-way streets. That's fine. That's how you get those out here. It makes it easier, a lot easier to drive on. But there's been plenty of times when I came out here and I just go driving out, and I'm gonna go this way and just see where that goes. Where does this road go? I bet it connects if I go this way long enough. And if you get lost, you just look at the sun.
Yeah.
Or you look up and you see the mountains. Oh, that's west.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You know.
It's really easy to tell your directions.
So yeah, he's.
And I just learned the other day that apparently avenues run east and west, and streets run north and south. I didn't know that, but
Wow.
that's pretty interesting.
Is that true?
I don't know. Google it. Google map that shit.
It sounds.
I think that's how New
believe it.
York City does it. I think.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
I think. I don't know. I know there's some kind of like, if it says this, it's east and west. If it says this, it's north and south. I have no idea.
It's something like that. You guys can figure it out. There's all sorts of cool tricks to figure out which direction is which. Like, for example, if there's snow on the ground, but most of it's melted, if the snow is on one side of the street, that's most likely the south side, because the shadows of the buildings
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
are not letting that melt.
And that's what I hate about the winter out here is when you're in the city and there's buildings, and you're like, oh man, there's a big building. I'm going to go through all this snow and cold.
Oh, yeah.
Because out here, the high altitude and dry air, it's like you can be standing in the sun and hot, but your back is cold because it's in the shadow.
Wow.
That's always a weird feeling. It's like, oh,
That's weird.
I got to spin in circles to stay warm.
It's funny. I've never been. I've never been west of the. Actually, no, I have, because I'm in Texas.
You're going to say west of the Mississippi?
Yeah, I've never. Until moving to Texas, I've never been west of the Appalachian Mountains.
I ain't never been north of the Mason-Dixon. I don't plan on it.
So yeah, I guess I can't say that anymore, because I drove when we were moving down to Texas. The Mississippi was flooding, so we basically drove east from Massachusetts across. I guess. Was it across St. Louis, I think? And then we basically went across and then down straight to Texas.
I see. How long have you been in Texas?
Since I think about May.
Oh, okay.
So I guess I'm around getting close to 6 months. Hey, video. Nice.
I look the same.
Somebody has to do laundry.
Yeah. Oh no. It's gonna
No, I
come
see a
up.
bunch of stuff piled on the couch. It's not you.
Oh,
okay.
no, that's because I slept on the couch the other night. Because it got really cold one night, and it gets a little warmer in this room, and I can turn on like podcasts on my computer and listen to them and go to sleep. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
So I like doing that.
I
And my couch is comfy as balls, dude. I'm telling you. Sometimes I'll just come in here and be like, I'm sleeping on this couch because it is nice. So
I have a comfy couch, but it's too short, so I couldn't sleep on it. I'd be all scrunched up.
Well, this one I'm a little short for. It's a little short for me.
Yeah.
But I've got a gimmick where I lay down one of the cushions on the end so my feet come up over the end. Works pretty good.
I just sleep in my bed. My bed is too comfortable.
Well, I love my bed too, but sometimes I'll just be like, I'm sleeping on the floor.
No, it actually annoys me that my bed is that comfortable.
You get mad about it?
Yeah, because I
It's
just
gotta
want
be
to
hurting
you know.
my back.
I just want to sleep. The rest of my life, I wouldn't mind if I was asleep, but I don't want to be in a vegetative state. I just want to be asleep. So,
Dude, I'm telling you, it
Careful
is
what you
nice,
wish
man.
for.
yeah.
It's freaking nice. I'll get up in the morning and be like, I can get another hour of sleep.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm interested in getting more sleep is not because I'm tired. I'm like, I bet I'll have a totally sweet dream.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking, I'm gonna dream something so cool. I know it. I'm in that zone.
Man.
Let's go for it. Dream something awesome. Have a little great show there. It's like watching TV.
I've recently gotten back into meditating again before I go to sleep, and I use this trick. It's not a trick, but it's called binaural beats, and basically you have to have.
It's like
some
gangster
sort of-
rap.
It is gangster rap, pretty much. No, you have to have headphones on because there's two different frequencies being played within each, being played on each side, and basically, like when you're trying to meditate, these binaural beats in your mind that are at different frequencies, your brain will eventually try to line them up, and once they line up, it helps you achieve a very, very deep meditation, and. I mean, you know how long it takes for those gurus to finally reach
Those gurus.
yeah. like a really, really deep meditation, this apparently cuts it drastically. So
Yes.
I mean, it takes them a lifetime, and they do it every day.
That's interesting. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, actually, I got a kit that I haven't put together yet, but it was this guy made something called the Brain Machine, and it does. You have headphones that are doing the binaural beats, and then it has LEDs that go in front of your eyes that are flashing at a frequency.
Oh, whoa!
And it's kind of cool. It's on. There's a my subscription ran out, but there's this magazine called Make Magazine. That's a
That sounds like you're into doodling with things. You're a tinkerer.
It's pretty cool though. I read their blog a lot, which is blog.makezine.org. Let me make sure I'm getting it right.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Oh, makezine.com, not .org. But it has a lot of cool stuff, and that's where they had the Brain Machine. And I got it, and I never put it together, so maybe I should do that.
Oh, you actually own one now. Okay.
Yeah.
What's that thing you used to do? It was was it like a speak and say or something like that? You used to take electronics and just mod them.
Yeah, they call it circuit bending. I had a
that's
a speak and math. It's basically there's people that know electronics, but there's like these purists that say you're just randomly connecting points to try to come up with weird sounds. So that's basically what I did. I took a speak and math and I connected random points on the back and connected them to switches and potentiometers that I could make it glitch, because the speak and math and speak and spell have a speech synthesizer, so they're not actually playing pre-recorded sounds. It's synthesizing speech, so you can short circuit that thing to make it just
you make it sound like
or just like
Darth Vader and like a Mickey Mouse
noises.
Yeah,
like actually
remember getting an Atari 2600 cartridge and you don't put it in all the way and cut it on. And it would play like a weird version of the game with weird messed up sounds and weird colors, and it would be like a totally different game. Like, what the hell is this? Anyway.
There's actually, I've seen people who, I've seen them like they do that to a Nintendo, so it has all these dials and switches on it. They're screwing up the video and turning things on and off.
That's pretty cool.
That's cheating.
Yeah. That reminds me of the Game Genie. Did you ever...
Yes,
you ever mess
dude.
with that?
I used to have a Game Genie, and I used to go code crazy.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there
just trying random codes.
Yeah, well, I figure what I would do is I'd have all these codes that actually did stuff, and I'd write them down and try to figure out what was actually happening. Like, why does this do this? And then once I'd find one to do something, I'd start adjusting. Just start adjusting them, like just slightly, and then that's all I'd do. Instead of playing games all night, I'd just sit there all night, just making one slight adjustment. And I remember coming up and I had this like page of codes, like Game Genie codes, that did all this ridiculous shit that I just made up. I used to just make up Game Genie codes all the time, like really useful stuff too. And some games you could make it it was almost like you were just designing your own game with some of the.
Yeah.
You could make massive mechanics changes.
I think Super Mario had the weirdest.
You could
that
do
I've seen.
so much crazy stuff.
You guys are fucking cheaters.
I know. That's all we did was cheat.
Out. No,
I'm out.
What was the Game Genie for?
It was basically this device. Like, you have a Nintendo game. It was just the cartridges.
Yeah. And then on top,
it was a device. It was like you would put it into that.
Yeah.
And then you would put that into the Nintendo.
Okay.
Or actually, it was straight in.
It was for Super Nintendo?
There was one for the original NES, and all the other ones. Actually, there's one for like everything. There's one for like the Game Genie. There was a Game Genies for Segas and stuff too.
Yeah, I did the same thing pretty much with Game Shark for the Game Boy.
Yeah, they had the Game Shark was the same thing. There was a few others too. And there was something else. I forgot what the other one was called. Anyway, they were pretty fun back in those days. Just things to tinker with.
And once again, it was no internet. Well, there was an internet, but most of us didn't have it, so it was.
There
just
wasn't.
discovering.
Dude, there
these
wasn't
codes.
an internet back then.
We called it AOL.
So we're dialing up on. That was before Doom and dialing up on BBSs.
Oh.
That was way before that. If you're talking about NES, maybe.
Oh yeah, probably yeah.
Like late SNES, you could like go over to your buddy's house. It was the only guy in town that had a computer and dial up on a BBS and could download codes. Maybe. So you're getting your info out of a magazine.
Oh yeah. I think I remember. I don't know if it was EGM or someone they were having Game Genie codes in the back.
Yeah, dude. I remember that. It is so crazy to think, like, for looking up any kind of tips and cheats, you just had to buy all these magazines and try to find copies of magazines that had codes for the game you were playing, because they just had codes just for whatever ones, like secrets, like, oh, this is how to do the fucking special moves, or you know what I mean? Like, none of that existed. But now on the internet, within minutes of a game being out, there's YouTube videos up. Check out all these fucking glitches.
All the shit they make,
There's all these Skyrim glitches videos that are going where you put the bucket on the guy's head, and you can steal from them, and then they can't see it. It's like, whoa.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's in one of the new videos that shows there's two NPCs in this shop, and he puts buckets over both their heads. And after he puts the buckets on their heads, he just starts to obstruct their vision. He just starts stealing everything. And then, as an example, he takes the bucket off the guy's head and tries to steal something, and the guy's like, oh, wait, you thief, and then, like, attacks him.
Oh, wow. So it's pretty funny that, because I saw the one where the guy was just putting them on their heads to be funny, that they don't react to the bucket being on their head.
Yeah, in that one video they didn't
react.
I guess. I don't know for sure. I'll have to play it and test it out to see if that actually works. But
where did you pre-order it from?
I got it on Steam.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually preloaded. So it's actually downloaded and everything. It's just it's pretty cool.
Except this happened.
Nah, I was planning on doing this anyway. Like I said, I didn't want to get like super into it. I don't even know if I'll play it tonight. I might fire it up just to.
Oh yeah.
Make sure it's installed, right?
You might fire it up and then 6 hours
later.
Fire it up,
yeah. Fuck. Call into work sick. Chuck, I got a cold.
Wow, that's strange.
Nah, I don't do that. I just send an email. That way you don't have to act sick. Yeah. Pro tip.
Just to put a lot of misspellings in
it. Yeah, you like tap it. I'm sick. Oh.
Oh no, diarrhea.
Bunch of O's. Gotta go poop. It's coming out both ends. Send.
It's kind of funny, like when you're faking you're sick, you're like I'm gonna say I have diarrhea because no one admits to having diarrhea. It's like, wow, he must be really sick.
Your diarrhea is the real deal, man.
Yeah.
If someone says they get diarrhea, you're like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever faked sick.
The great equalizer.
Oh wait, I did in middle school. Because I hated middle school. I got picked on.
Kettern Facebooked his brother Brandon. They're like waiting outside of some store for Skyrim.
Yep. There's a lot of people probably doing that.
Those crazy cats.
Just preloaded on Steam.
Yeah, like I said, that's what I did. But he gets it for the consoles.
Oh.
He's a pretty big gamer too. He really likes those games, old Brandon. I was talking to him earlier today. He's like, I'm worried about this game, man. Because you know me, I'm a completist. I'll be planning to do everything. I told him, well, did you hear about these infinite quests? And he's like, what? I'm like,
No.
Yeah, I heard that when you beat the game, that it doesn't just run the credits. It's like, all right, good job. Now go back out there and do something.
Yes.
Really?
I don't know. I heard it's kind of like that. Of course, you get the nice ending and all that, but then it's like, all right, game's not over.
Yeah.
Press start for second quest.
Cool.
Nah, it just keeps going.
How did you guys see these videos? Were some copies already released, or were these bought like right at midnight, like just a little bit?
I don't know. People just put up videos of them. Maybe they're just
people figure out.
Yeah,
I don't know how this
people
happens.
can get stuff, man.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Did you hear about it was different game, but Dark Souls, when people were breaking the street date on that, the devs flooded the games with these like super high level characters that could kill them.
Oh yeah, because it's pretty much multiplayer only. Well, not multiplayer only. It's kind of an online thing.
Yeah, it's single player, but people can invade your game.
Dude, that is Dark Souls. And what was the previous one? Was it Demon Souls?
Demon Souls.
Yeah. Very intriguing game, very popular because it's so hard, but it's so hard, completely based on skill. So if you're like, it's frustrating, it's not you messing up. It's not the controller or the game being cheap. It is you not being good enough. And the really interesting and intriguing thing about the game is the multiplayer in it. It's basically a single player game that you can play, but other players are there too, but they're like ghosts or something like that, and they can leave hints, like messages to you, but they can't really affect your game, but they can kind of like warn you, like, okay, this thing is going to happen and it does this, and if you don't do it this way, you'll die, something like that. I don't know. I've actually never played it, but I've watched it played, and I've watched it played, and I watched a bunch of runs of it. And It looks really cool. I'm gonna have to check it out at some point.
Yeah.
That does.
So you can actually invade other people's games and kill them.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know how it works. There's some kind of mechanic to it.
There's some. It's like you're like a bad guy to them.
Yeah. Like, I think you can actually go in and control a boss fight.
Yeah, that sounds like something you can do in that game for sure.
I wish I could do that. Like, leave notes for alternate universes of myself. So, like, I could warn myself, like,
well, yeah, that
don't say that to that girl.
Warn yourself.
She gets really
warn
turned
yourself
off.
to bet on this sports game.
Yeah,
Because these guys are gonna win.
Yeah,
But it's another universe, and
that's very true. It is.
the opposite is going to happen.
Oh shit!
Damn you.
That would be crazy. It's an interesting world of gaming that we're getting into nowadays. We're actually we're probably already there. We're getting to the point where a game can literally not be beaten 100%. And like you just said it with Infinite Quest, it literally cannot be beaten 100%. And that's kind of sad in my opinion because like Brandon, I'm a completist too, and it kind of makes me sad on the inside. I don't know.
On the inside.
It is really cool though. Like I can understand how people would really.
It gives me a huge hate boner.
Yeah, it gives me a hate boner. That's a pretty cool term. I've never heard that before.
That'll be the hashtag for this episode.
Yeah, I've never gotten a boner,
hate
out of hate.
You're gonna get a hate boner from this one.
Like a grudge fuck or something.
Yeah, angry. Like, what is it?
That's the only way to get rid of one.
Anyways, but yeah, we are getting to this new world of gaming where it is very difficult.
You know, it started back in the days. You're like, oh, well, here's an expansion, cool.
Oh yeah.
Now they call it DLC because it's like it's more over time. It's like less like smaller little chunks of things, which is great. You know, more stuff. Yeah, hey, look, cool.
Yeah.
And that's sweet when you play a game and a year later, oh, there's a big DLC. I can play a little more while I'm waiting on whatever next game they should have been working on. But that whole, I mean, Skyrim, like they said, they got that whole Infinite Quest system they've been spouting about. And then they're all like, hey, we got a bunch of DLC coming too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, fuck.
Oh, it's just sad that you can put like literally your whole life towards one game and never accomplish.
And the crazy thing is, it's not an MMO. It's a single player experience.
I know.
Wow.
God dang, the trailer looked freaking nice though.
Can't wait to get new armor.
New armor.
Oh man.
This armor is brown. Look at that one. It's silver. It's fucking shiny. I gotta get that. Oh my, wait, that one's gold. Damn. Oh, it's diamond.
I think you can craft armor too. I'm not sure.
You could probably do. What? You could probably do everything. If you've done it in an RPG before, you could probably do it. And
if you can do it in real life, you might as well just play this game because you can do it in there too.
Yeah.
I love how there's games now where you have to work your character out in the game. Like you literally have to make your character run or do sit-ups or whatever.
Oh yeah,
I'm so tired. I was looking at a video game all night.
Like you're like get your character to.
Well, they actually do that in
there's a Grand Theft Auto that does it. Oh,
in Oblivion, I think it's something like if you like jump a lot by the end of the game, you have like awesome jumping. I don't know. I'm not sure. I forget.
But like literally, in some games, you can take your character to a gym and have him do specific workouts, and it's like, that's so sad.
I remember doing that. Yeah, I remember doing that.
Unless we were actually unless it was like virtual reality where we were controlling the character.
They should just record all your stats that you do all through the game, and those things that you do more improve.
Mm-hmm.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure that's what they do with like this Skyrim and Elder Scrolls.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's just through repeated use.
Yeah. Just record stats and then say, "Oh, you jump a lot, so your jump got better." Or you sprint a lot, so we added a couple seconds to it.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know. You're making the games, not me. No, I'm just kidding. I am making games.
I'm not a designer. Anyways, I just thought that was kind of interesting.
It's cool, man.
I've actually heard some good stuff about another game called
Minecraft.
Minecraft? No, nobody wants to hear about
we'll
Minecraft.
talk about that later. Go ahead.
No, I was going to talk about. It's called. I think it's Kingdoms of Alamar Reckoning. It's Big Huge Games,
I've heard that name. Yeah.
It's it's actually Big. I guess Big Huge got. I don't know who owned them before, but they were going to get shut down, so 38 bought them. And then they had the game they were working on. 38 kind of had them kind of merge it into the storyline of their MMO. But I've heard people say it's basically Oblivion style, like Oblivion style kind of MMO, not MMO, a single player game, but the combat is like Fable, like it has good kind of like actiony combo combat.
Okay.
That could be cool. I mean, I've Fable's one of those games. I've got it. I'm talking about. You know how you buy games, and you're like, I'm going to play that, and you just haven't played it, so it's on the shelf waiting to be played. I have games on the last generation of consoles that are still like, hey, why don't you play me?
Oh, I'm the same way, man.
I've got I think I've got all the Fables. I'm pretty sure.
My
Steam account. Looks
my
like
buddy beat my Fable game before I even had a chance to touch it, and I still haven't touched Fable, and I really want to because that looks like an awesome game. It's
okay that the whole thing, like the combat's kind of cool, and the story. The story isn't that great, but it looks nice. But it's one of those games that each sequel that comes out, there really is no death penalty. Like if you die, your guy automatically gets back up, and it's like if you die, you get scars, and it's like, oh no, my character has scars, and it keeps getting easier and easier each sequel. Where like the second one.
This Kingdoms of Alamar Reckoning trailer is bullshit. I gotta. This is just. This is the one that's just CG.
One?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I gotta find the good one, the gameplay video, the only one that counts.
Skeletons.
Yeah, it's just like it's not even that great. It's just the guys all shiny metal, just killing skeletons with no texture. It's stupid.
I've heard from people that work at it. They're just like not that the studio that did the trailer, like they were kind of disappointed in how that turned out, and I think basically Todd McFarlane had to go in and basically tell them what to do, which is kind of funny. He's like I think he's the creative director at 38.
I've heard about something like that. He should have told him to do it not so bad.
But the
actual game, the game looks way better. Even the environments in the game just blow that CG trailer away. This gameplay video, when the only one that matters, is great looking. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's the E3 gameplay, whatever. It's fancy.
It looks pretty sweet.
I can show the YouTubers really quick so they can see. Look at this environment. Cool. Look, beams and stuff.
Well, we didn't mention our new setup for the.
Oh, the podcast setup. Yeah, we kind of changed this layout around. You can't really tell that much, but
it's pretty.
I'm actually
cool.
facing Bryan now, so I don't have to look to talk to him.
Yeah.
And I've got the Skype monitor, which Justin's on, and he's like right between us, so we can. It's almost like a little round table.
Yeah. And I'm able to play footsie with
Chris. Touch my foot
if I want to.
But it hurts me so much because his feet are just tough.
I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but for some reason I want to work out to the point where when a girl hugs me, it's like she's just hugging granite.
She's like, ow.
Like, yeah. I don't know why, but
muscle's pretty soft.
Yeah.
You have to like lose all the weight, just be bones.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what sucks is when you're in bed with somebody that's super skinny, like they got all the bones and stuff. Soften up a little bit, folks, because it's like laying in bed with a bicycle.
Oh man,
this guy's. I'm on knees and elbows, so I'm sure it's just.
That's a good simile or metaphor.
Well, I got it from the Venture Brothers. He's like, it's like laying in bed with a 10-speed, something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's horrible around me. Like I said, all knees and elbows.
Anyways,
it's like your before picture.
Yeah, I found these pictures that were taken like 3 years ago, and I haven't seen them since they were taken, and it's actually scary how skinny I was, because this was during college when I was starving and literally eating like pasta every night, and I couldn't afford a haircut. I couldn't afford anything. Like I literally looked like a skeleton. It was.
Oh man,
it wasn't that bad. You're in pretty decent shape. I told Bryan he looks like one of those like magazine ads for perfume or something. Or it's just a downtrodden dude, looks like crap, that hasn't cut his hair and just skinny, kind of standing there like a male model. I mean, it kind of looks like that. But it's not like he's, an ad for, like, don't do meth skinny, but definitely put on some good lean muscle mass.
It was still pretty scary. Like, I didn't have any hopes or dreams.
No hopes or dreams.
No, I'm just kidding. I was literally working all the time on schoolwork and stuff. So like, I just didn't.
Eating bagel bites, eating chicken tenders.
Wow.
That you microwave.
It paid off though.
Yeah, look at you now.
Yeah.
Sitting in a comfy chair.
I mean, I
It's
still have
pretty
the
good. You went the opposite way most people do when they go into the game industry.
The opposite, like.
Oh, instead of getting like super fat and stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got in the game industry and got in shape.
Oh yeah. Well, we're lucky that we're able to have a gym at the studio.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I just kind of just do that. I was like, we got to have this stuff here.
I mean, we have a lot of room. There's no reason to not. And everyone wants to work out. They keep telling me.
That's what's so cool is anybody that's not doing any kind of exercise is like, guess what? This is in the next room.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
And we have a whole bunch of stuff. We got like all the weights set up and like mats and.
They always walk by when we're doing our yoga or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I need to start working out," and then they just keep walking.
Oh, they get a.
It's like we miss you already. But
they get a big like.
I've done that
rage
a few
boner.
times.
What is it? What was it again? Hate boner? Or
hate boner. Yeah.
They get a big hate boner because they're like, oh, I want to do that, but ooh, I am lazy.
And it's hard, it's hard to work out in sweatpants with a hate boner.
Sweatpants.
It's the best stress release in my opinion, and so like.
Oh, working out.
Like tonight, I was getting really pissed off at track view, and I just went and lifted. Like, I don't know, it's the best way to relieve stress. Besides sex.
Do some push-ups, buddy. Yeah.
But sex isn't available, so.
Right. Dude, sometimes if I get really mad, I'm going to get it like, oh, I'm pissed. And then I'm like, ooh, I'm sore from yesterday. All right, I'm cool. I forgot how sore I am. Like, that's a really good feeling when you get up. Like, you can't really rage when you're real sore.
Yeah.
Because you're like, there's that feeling.
I raked my lawn a few months ago, and I was like, that killed me. Just raking the lawn.
Yeah.
Just raking the lawn.
Yep, just raking the lawn.
I'm not laughing at you.
That's a hard day's work.
Well, that motion you're doing with your arms, it'll make you sore.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not regularly pulling. And that's why, a lot of those guys use that, like, caveman style training, like flip tires or, like, use a sledgehammer and beat a tire, like that kind of stuff. That's really effective workouts. I mean,
yeah.
You're basically throwing this thing into the ground and then pulling. You're basically just rowing over and over and over until this whole yard is done. So yeah, it's definitely a lot going on.
I should just rake up all my leaves, and then when I'm done, empty the bags.
If you get your form right, if you're not just slouching while you're doing it, raking will be really good for posture because it's pulling. So sitting at a computer, leaning over all day.
You're make me self-conscious about my slouching right now.
Slouching, yeah. That's the worst.
Oh, yeah. I have to get up. After I'm sitting at my computer for hours and hours, I literally have to get up.
Yeah,
or
I'll get up and go hit a stretch.
Yeah. Like, the foam roller is the best.
Oh, yeah, having a foam roller.
When you have a foam roller that works.
Nice.
It's really nice.
That's why I hate we have all high-back leather chairs at work. I don't know if they think that's kind of like, something good.
Enjoy the sweaty ass.
Yeah, I want a chair with a lower back support. I don't even like having this big thing behind me.
Oh, yeah,
I don't need a headrest.
Freaking out.
I'm not gonna
just take it off. What are you in a car?
I'm horrible.
Like this had arms on it. I took them off because I broke one of them.
Cole at work, he broke one of his arms off, but he just left it like laying on the ground, and the other arm was still perfectly fine.
Oh, nice.
He always breaks stuff.
But anyways, I'm horrible at work with my chair. Like, I always have it unlocked so that I can lean back as far as I want.
That's actually the best way to. You're actually supposed to try to stay lined up. If you have to sit all day, you should be like laid out.
Oh, okay.
Stretched.
That makes sense, but I still don't think I'm doing it right because I think I'm like leaning back.
You're doing it wrong.
Doing it wrong.
Either way,
you're still slouching. Quit slouching, you kids.
Whatever gets the work done. So.
Yeah, none of that really matters.
Yep.
Nothing really mattress. So yeah, little Justin over here. You worked at Mythic, and then you did. Was it Mythic, 10 Cent, King's Isle? Is that where you? That was your bounce there.
Yeah.
So this whole time it's just been nothing but hand painted pine trees.
Pretty much.
Treasure chests.
No, there was
There was a mushroom here and there, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's doing interiors.
A few skating caves.
I was doing normal maps and stuff like that at 10 cents, so that was
Oh, there you go.
I
knew you've been trying to get into that again, right? The hard surface.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really we didn't, it was an MMO schedule, so it wasn't like I had a lot of time to do hard surface or even ZBrush. Like most of the time it was a lot of crazy bump or using something that was kind of like NDO where you can paint out your normals and kind of crazy stuff like that. But that was kind of a good experience. And now
I like hand painting normals sometimes. I don't mean like the normal. I like paint a height map, and then
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say painting normals would be.
Yeah, actually painting them, that's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if you paint the height map, and
Okay.
pretty much the same as hand painting. So I like doing that. So it's.
Okay.
I mean,
It could be fun.
Yeah, if it's going to be hand painted textures, then hand painting the normal map not the normal map, but the height map, and that kind of helps with the look, I guess. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Where am I going with this?
You're
Going to sleep.
Yes.
You're working
putting the fans asleep.
Well, hey, I gotta get a quick refill real quick, and I got a few questions, CrunchCast questions.
All right.
Which everybody loves those questions. They like to hear their questions, so that they can be, oh, that was me. That was totally me. I did it.
Yeah.
And here's what we gotta do. I gotta stop putting pronouns. Like those schools that got rid of pronouns for male and female, like he and she. They made everybody androgynous. But because
we can't use pronouns anymore.
because we can use them. I'm kind of making a joke here.
I
But
see. I know
what happened on the other one was like on the last one, I grabbed all the questions because there was a bunch from I got them in the emails, and you get them on Twitter, and you get them on the responses to the YouTube.
Yeah.
I get them in 5 or 6 different places. So I just copied and pasted them into one text file. And so I didn't really have the names or anything anymore. I just had the text. And we used he a few times on questions that was asked by a nice young lady. And she became a he on the show.
Oh. Well, there's
just
no
for
girls on
one
the internet.
day. What?
There's no girls on the internet.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. It's most people are listening in the audio only MP3, so it doesn't matter what they see.
We'll just call them all it's.
Oh,
It's like
It was covered in hair and talk like.
But so you're working on interiors now, Justin? Pretty much.
Well, no, that's
Or was
I'm on a different team, but I'm a contractor right now. So basically, when Wizards needed extra help, I came on to that team, and I did a few interiors and some props, and I actually did a standing suit of armor that might turn into a monster.
Oh, cool!
Because it's pretty much it's a character, and they said, well, I guess we could rig this and turn it into a mob later. So
that's pretty awesome. You did some character art on there.
Yeah, it was mostly modifying an existing one, like basically putting armor on an already existing thing.
I see.
But it was still pretty cool.
So do you like environment art then?
Yeah, I don't have to really worry about how things are going to animate, because if I make something that animates, it's mechanical anyway, so there's no deformation to worry about.
Yeah, so the skinning is just one basically. I guess the reason why I'm asking is because you did go to the Art Institute, which is definitely a generalized school.
Oh yeah.
That teaches you all sorts of different skills, and you mentioned that you have some good, some decent animation understanding. What made you decide that you wanted to be a modeler? Because I know a whole bunch of people from the Art Institute that, and a majority of them said that they wanted to go into modeling and texturing, but they didn't do the texturing part. They just did the modeling.
Oh.
So they didn't. I guess they didn't put the effort forward to like it's such a massive like it seems like a lot of people want to do it. What made you decide that you wanted to do it?
Well, like what I talked about before, I started with modding Doom, and Doom and Quake, and I was doing textures.
I see.
And then I learned how to UV map with this program called Inferno Skin Tool. So I'm like, I've learned it backwards. I did texturing and then UV mapping, and then around that time, I kind of saw like I won't be able to get work just doing textures. I need to learn how to model, and I can't seem to learn it on my own because there wasn't a lot of there was just text-based tutorials. There was no video tutorials yet, which would have helped me a lot back then. And I knew someone who was going to an art institute, and so they made it sound really cool. So I went, and it was actually before they had a game design degree. So it was pretty much like film, media arts, and animation is what they called it, which probably is better because I think the game design degree was kind of like teach you a little bit of art and then throw in a bunch of programming and all this weird stuff.
Yeah, we didn't even have a game design program. My major was media arts and animation. As well. So.
I majored in mediocrity.
But
yeah, so I mean, I just
because
pretty much the learning how to model was I never really I kind of liked animation, but I didn't think I was gonna be an animator. And I knew how to texture, and I realized that I need to learn how to model if I wanted to get a job.
Texturing, yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of the opposite for me. Like I really wanted to do modeling and texturing, but my concept skills aren't that great in my opinion.
Dude, you can draw so much better than most people.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's difficult for me to add detail. Most of my characters are very simple.
Oh, like cartoons.
Like with all of your models and stuff, you have all this nice detail, and you have all these plants and and all these nice hand painted textures.
It's all about if you're doing a character. It's the same realistic, or like something that looks really cool in a game today versus a cartoon. And it's the same thing. You just draw that cartoon, and then you put like a bunch of straps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like holsters and like packs and stuff, but it depends on if it's medieval, that's fine. If it's today, if it's medieval, it's like brown leather with you see the sewn strips, the stitching. If it's nowadays, it's black leather.
Okay.
Like you see like what people would have on like these days, like in the Matrix and stuff. But if it's the future, it's like big metal armor chunks.
I see. Okay.
Like
it's that easy. It's that easy.
Oh yeah, it's exactly that. That's it.
No, but I guess like I was gonna say like.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say like with environment artists, one of the mantras is trim everything.
Yeah, trim everything.
Always put trim, and I guess you can say the same with character art. So you're putting trim as all these like designs or straps and.
Yep. My latest fun scene is castle scene I was doing. It's like it's fun, having a good time, no big deal, and. Simple meshes for the building, like really simple, flat ceiling, wall, floor, But then I put trim around everything. It's like that is detail, bro.
Oh yeah,
fully detailed. Look at all these bricks.
That would be really fun, I think, in my opinion. But I just loved animation, like just seeing like some of the cool, awesome movements that characters could do. Like I really like cartoony style, so like anything that stretches or like squash and stretch or. Anything like that is awesome. Like all of the Team Fortress 2 animations that you see out there are pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, who's that one guy that he remade?
The guy that did the cartoons for Warner Brothers, like the God, I don't know.
Coyote.
I got it bookmarked at work or something, but I don't remember it. It was like a month ago.
Like the cool thing.
It's so weird. Our industry, dude. Every day it's like 2 or 3 portfolios. They're like, look at this dude.
Yeah.
Oh, you bookmark it and forget. Because there's so many.
Yeah. This was so awesome though because you see Warner Brothers as a 2D cartoon back in the old days, and there's a certain sense to most animators where they feel that cannot be duplicated within a 3D environment. And this guy took Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner and made 3D characters that could do like literally just about anything that you could possibly think of with 2D animation.
It was pretty awesome.
The rigs were just beautiful and
Yeah, the guy was like
animation
grabbing
awesome.
even like the cars. There was like a truck that ran by, and the tires. They had it rigged so those tires could like scale and warp and distort. Like a cartoon tire wouldn't be spinning like a regular tire. Like a realistic tire is just spinning, no big deal. But these cartoon tires, and the whole truck was like bending it. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's like, man, that is awesome.
It was amazing. So seeing that gave me hope.
Oh yeah.
And the rendering on it was also very well. So maybe we can dig it up and relink it
Anyways,
afterwards.
It's probably question time. I'm gonna go take a pee while you read this first question.
Question time.
Drank too much soda.
Oh, too much sodies pops. Make you go wee all that caffeine. So yeah, we got a couple questions in this week. There's still that one really big question that I'm waiting to answer. This about teaching, because it's a good question, but it's a very big, long question that would take a lot of time. Actually, it could be a whole show.
Oh yeah.
So we won't worry about that. But we will. I'll just go right to the old YouTube first. We got a question from a bunch of consonants and numbers, but it basically says, do artists who can do high quality art always get the jobs, or do even they have problems? Which, yeah, that's pretty well. Okay. Does the industry need more people, or is there enough? That's pretty funny. I like that. Anybody can struggle, man. Just because you're really good. Like, sometimes being really good can sound stupid. There's the downside to that is, if you've got a lot of experience and you're really awesome, then you're probably worth more than some other artists, as in like actual monetary value, like what you're going to get paid when you should be paid because you're awesome. But sometimes that people don't want that. I can't afford that. But usually, if you're big enough, so many people know who you are. Like, if you're an artist that's super awesome like that, you've probably like gone viral on some website or something. So many people know who you are. Like, was it Craig Mullins? That dude is,
he probably doesn't have trouble.
That dude is pretty much famous because his art is so good that, you know, a lot of it just went around viral just as beautiful art. Not as like, oh, look at this painter that we should hire for our pieces. It transcended the community that it's in, and more people got into it. That's really, that's one of the biggest things that helps you once you if you're like really awesome. But as far as more artists, there could be the argument of the bubble of kids in school that aren't going to get a job. But the other spectrum to that is, probably not very many of them are even like trying hard enough anyway.
Yeah.
They're just passing the class and getting a degree for something subjective. So, I think there's more room because the industry's growing.
Yeah, and there's such a high, there's kind of a high turnover rate. Like, there's that whole statistic of, I think they said that the survey was 50% of people who get into the industry completely drop out of it after 5 years.
Yeah, it's a small industry.
They just say, screw this, I'm going to go do web design, or I'm going to, I'm going to go back to IT because this is killing me.
Yeah.
So there's always these openings that are available.
That's the thing. People think it's hard work. A lot of people are like, it's all playing games and having fun. But those are the people that work really, really slow. These people don't get nothing done.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. It's just really hard. You gotta
be in the industry for like 14 years.
Industry.
Ooh. It's kind of funny. I don't want to sideline, but there's one of the guys who sits next to me. He's a really great artist, and he's kind of he's worked in the industry, but but as QA. So this is his first art job. I think I don't want to be putting words in his mouth, but he was just complaining about all these bugs I got to fix and all this renaming I have to do, and I'm like, welcome to the unglamorous side of game art, where it's like, we've got 200 files that you need to go in and change the shader on it, or we need to rename these files.
I have a weird comedic war with our QA every day. every time he'll be like, "Hey Bryan," I'll talk, and then he'll be like, "Shut up," and it's just him and I just go at it. I'm like, "What do you do?"
Good times. Yeah,
I know
dude, there's
that's-
so many bugs out there that are like there's so that's what kills people is when you go like, all right, here's this tedious task.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, if you're lucky, you give that to an intern or somebody else,
Mhm.
and you think, oh, you're just giving them this intern work, blur. Like, it's not that anyone's looking down on it, and you should never look down on it because if it wasn't them doing it, then the person at the top would be. It always trains up.
Yeah.
This isn't one of those things where it's like there's just some rich guy at the top just kicking back making money. Somebody has to do that,
Yeah.
especially at a smaller company. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's when you get like bugs or you got to make a fix and you get some super tedious fix. It's like, oh man, yeah, that's part of it.
Having to redo stuff is definitely a must at most times.
Oh yeah, redoing stuff all the time.
Oh,
That always makes some people so mad. You got to redo all this. I'm like, all right, whatever. I already made it for you. I can make it again. That's
Yeah.
cool. I love it. That's what we were talking about earlier. Blizzard has their iterations, and they love that because they make it perfect. So those people are like, I ain't remaking shit. Well, you wouldn't like working at Blizzard at all.
The only time I get mad is when, like, I've had some times where there was like a miscommunication with design or scheduling where I make an asset that has already been made.
Oh, okay, that's kind of rough.
And it's just like, well, crap. Whose asset gets thrown out?
Yeah. That would
But I guess, you know, when it comes down to it, I got paid to do that anyway, so.
Yeah, I mean that's really
that's all. It
that's
comes
really
down
what
to.
it comes. That's what kind of what I was saying. It's like, well, you paid me to make this, like, pay me to make it again, or
I mean, unless you've already got all the money. In the
it's your
world,
job. Yeah, it's
and
not
you really just want.
Yeah, you have all the money in the world because that's
All
the
of
whole.
it.
That's the
And
whole
you really
reason.
just want
Nobody
to be an
else
artist,
has
and
it.
that's it. You're just doing this for the art part, which it's 50-50 in my opinion. I mean, you gotta live, you gotta work to live, and you gotta live to work. So
Hindsight's 20/20.
nice.
But
See
I
what you
think
mean.
we're veering away from the original question.
No, we totally answered it perfectly, like the best. I got this other one that I think I can give a pretty decent answer on. I'm pretty sure you can too, Just. Just incredible.
Yes.
Nice.
It's about UDK, and he's wondering about the workflow for creating a small environment in UDK. Like, say, like you're gonna make a scene or something. Like, how would you go about that? I've actually got a few tutorials on just exactly that, but I can just throw out my basics because I love making little scenes, man. I do this all the time. I'll have an idea or like I'll have a dream about some scene. I might just make it, and I might
really pump it out.
block them out. They're not like done. They're just blocked out.
Yeah.
And maybe if I get into it, I'll come back and fill it out more and finish it. Really, I've released a few levels this year already, so it's cool. I'm on top of that shit. But what's that, BB?
I was gonna say, when you're doing a scene in UDK, you start with the smallest object and put the most detail into that object.
In Max, in the modeling tool, before get it totally done before putting it. Yeah,
Textured and everything. And then
yeah, fully complete. Don't worry about the scale. Don't worry about the smoothing group. Yeah, no, that's actually quite the opposite.
Yeah, definitely sarcasm. On
What
that.
look, if I'm going to start a UDK scene, usually the very first thing I do is I just open up UDK, and well, I'd say it depends. Sometimes I might block out a few shapes if it's just like a scene, like it's just a building or something in Max. But usually when I'm going to start, I'll start a scene in UDK, and I'll go to the content browser, and I'll make a new material. And that new material will just be pretty much blank, but I'll use that to create a package name for that. Say it's like, oh, I'm going to make this castle. So I might just make castle, the package is like Castle 01, and the group name is material. I call it, materials, and then name it, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's really more like the initial parent material that I'll build off of, but I start with it because I can then make that, save that package, and now I have my new package ready for me to import meshes that I might make, textures, sounds, and or particles I want to make, whatever. It's just all ready to go, and then I can start building the level from a totally fresh package. So I can just select that material I made and put in a few brushes here and there, or maybe I modeled something out in Max already that's like some basic boxes that scale, literally just scale size boxes. Throw that mesh in, put that material on it, kind of walk around it a little bit. And here's the thing. Now you've already got this model in your scene, and all you got to do is go back into Max, work on it a little bit, hit export, tab over to Unreal, and hit right-click to re-import, and boom, there it is. You're just getting updates in real time all the time. So that works. That's how I like to do it. It seems to work really fast for me when I'm starting something from nothing. It just depends on the mood, what kind of thing I'm doing. If it's something that's more hand-painted, I'll just start painting textures, maybe put those in. If I've already got a few things modeled in, like sometimes I'll use a mesh or a material from another UDK scene I had already. Like if I got a fire particle, I'm pretty much going to copy that fire particle. Like here's a scene that I made this thing for, and I never used any of it. So now I'm going to use it. And I'll just bring it on over, and there we go. Get it all set up in that new package, and just get all your base work done. And from there, it's just making the art, making it look nice, or working on the design if it's an actual level. But his question was based more on a small scene, so.
Oh yeah.
If it's just a scene, just the scene, I want to try to get the proof of concept. Oh, I could block it out first. Get your block out of the scales, figure out the scales. Then get your proof of concept next, which is basically colors and atmosphere, like some basic lighting setup. Like, I want to have this forest scene, so it has this light fog, and it's green, and here's some cylinders that are brown to represent trees. You know what I mean? Just some basic colors and shapes that you can look at, and you can paint over it and have a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
And that's where you get your little concept, and you start detailing. I mean, that's kind of how I go at it.
Yeah. And I think you've said it in the past that if you're going to be making a small scene in UDK, why not make a bigger level? Because all those pieces that go into making a small scene, you just repeat them around.
It doesn't have to be a giant level, but
you can make modular pieces though.
You can make it modular. And
you can make more than just a room with some stuff in it, because all those pieces that went into making that room.
Even if you just made that room with you can script up some stuff, simple stuff in Kismet, and interact with that room. You could use that room to make a little adventure game. You gotta find something and do some little thing, and then some matinees play, and then get some animation that happens. A door opens and a little genie comes out. Like there's a lot of. It takes a little while to learn some of that stuff, but
it's worth it when you do.
It's so cool because you're like, okay, here's my scene, and you can download and play it because it's actually playable, and that's how cool I am. That's how real time my art is. It's not just a video; it's a game that you play. Shit, this guy's for real. I'm gonna hire him tonight.
But I mean, and it's a good thing to actually run around in your level, because if you're just making a max and taking a screenshot, it's not really game art. Like if you can run around and you can see things that like, wow, this looks effed up from the player perspective.
Yeah, if you're just doing one angle, jeez, you don't have to have back faces for anything.
Oh yeah.
Everything is faked. It's all forced perspective. It's rendered out into different layers, and you're like painting clouds and particles in Photoshop and stuff. That's cool in the gang. I like matte painting, but you might as well go full matte paint or go full game art. That's just me though.
Yeah. Dang.
But yeah, that's exactly the same way that Justin makes all his UDK scenes, I'm assuming.
Yes, exactly. All those hundreds of UDK scenes that I make them, bring them to like perfect completion, and then I delete them.
Nice. That's the way to do it. Because after you get your old art, you don't want to look at that anymore. Just get rid of it. No.
Yeah, so the joke is I haven't made anything in UDK. Chris yells at me.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know you've done some stuff, but you're not like as proactive as you may talk like you would maybe be if you had more time in the day.
Yeah, I guess I know that. I mean, like you do a lot of stuff outside of work. I know there's a lot of people, but it's like I do stuff at work, and then
I just get excited, man. I can't help it. I'm like, I just get an idea for something. I gotta do this. I don't know. It's like a drug.
It's a good drug. It's a drug I need to get on.
Oh yeah.
I'm distracted.
It's like strawberries.
I'm distracted by girls right now.
Girls, yeah, it's cool. You got like a penis and a body. Just
They're
go
so
for it.
annoying.
You're young, 22.
But yeah, I've been thinking about making some stuff. I actually heard there was a, I think it was on Lifehacker, one of those like websites about productivity and stuff, and they said if you're going to do something, don't tell someone like say like I want to make a castle. Don't tell someone.
Yeah, I never
like,
tell anybody. I'm just like no one knows until I have a video of it up.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that? He's got a whole other scene. What is this guy?
Because I guess they said the psychological thing is when you're telling someone like, "Oh, I'm going to make this castle," and there's going to be all this, when you're explaining to them, your brain goes, "I just made this castle. Cool. Now I'm done."
Done.
And then you're just like,
that's why I have a kind of this weird attitude of people about. They're like, "Oh, I'm going to start working out." I'm like, shut up. I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah, like they're saying, like, don't.
I'm going to start eating healthy. Shut up.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're going to get a salad. You're going to get a salad from Wendy's and think it's healthy.
Oh man.
Dude, Wendy's Junior Bacon, that is nice. That is my game right there. That's the best burger in town, man. That's like real meats, never always fresh, never frozen.
Oh yeah.
Those vegetables on there are crisp. I was biting into that. It has a lettuce and tomato on it, and it was just like crunching to get through this fresh lettuce and tomato.
It is good.
You go to some other fast food and says, what is this? It looks like the lettuce on a burger from McDonald's looks like somebody's just like just cutting up pieces of a trash bag, throwing it on a sandwich. That is not.
Me and Nicole went to it was one of those things where we were out real late and didn't have dinner, so I was like, well, let's just go to Sonic's because it's open, and that was some bad fast food.
Sometimes it can be good, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
This was like they ran out of buns, so they had Texas toast and it was all soggy and gross.
Ran out of bun. Doesn't it suck when you go to a restaurant and they're like, oh, we ran out of our main ingredient? Like, man.
You go to
That
Burger
sucks,
King, like,
but
we're out of burger patties.
Yeah, that sucks, but you guys must be doing great. I hope you all get raises. You're not getting raises.
That was a pretty interesting advice, though, Justin. I didn't think about that. Like you were saying, with the whole subjective thing, like if you're telling someone, you literally build it in your mind first.
Yeah. I've always thought that was like a bullshit thing.
That's pretty cool. Because I talk too much with my friends, so I'm always saying like what I'm going to do in the future, and that's why it never gets done.
Do all this shit. Hey, Bryan, you want to go to Chichen Itza?
Oh yeah, in Mexico, right?
Yeah. Let's just go. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm there right now.
Already.
Podcast over.
Yeah. No, I just want to. Yeah, I was thinking about going and traveling to some of these awesome temples and stuff. And actually, there they are. That's pretty accessible. It's right there on the Yucatan Peninsula. Hop on a plane and they've got tours. They got tours in English.
Oh man, yeah. Actually, a guy.
Go there and he's all like, "Buenos dias, señorita."
One of the animators I worked at with Tencent, he went somewhere in South America. I think he might have went to
Machu Picchu.
I think he might have went
the lines of Nazca in Peru.
He did some stuff like that. I think there was something where it was like they were trying to convince him to do like a thing where he meets a medicine man, but it was like
ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. Is that a place?
No, that's what you do. You go down to Peru, and you meet a shaman, and you take ayahuasca. It's like the highest level. It's like one of the highest level psychedelic trips you can do. But it's not like, I'm just doing this for drugs, man. It's one of those things, it's apparently it's super cleansing. Like not as soon as you take it, once it starts kicking in, you just start throwing up and shitting.
Nice.
But it cleanses out the whole body, and then it starts cleansing out the mind. And then you go into this super dark trip that it's not for like everybody, It's not for most people. They're really, really strict about the people that let go down there. Like you have to like write them letters and explain your what you're trying to do and who you are, and they adjust your levels based on your gringo shows up and you give them just a little bit. But if it's a guy that's really into spirituality and very genuine, and they've had plenty enough experiences with psychedelics before, and they roll in there and they're rocking and everything's going great, they'll hook you up. But that stuff, I don't know anything about it. I've never been down there. I've only heard these stories, and there's some pretty interesting stories. A lot of famous people have done it too. Like Robin Gibbons from Howard Stern went and did it. that dude that invented the fleshlight did it, and then he like changed his life and started getting into health nutrition stuff. Like he's the guy that makes the alpha brain pills. And
Oh wow.
yeah.
Which my order
Aubrey.
came in finally.
Oh, you got yours?
Yeah.
I had to get a new order because I ran out giving them out to everybody. So I was like, "You got to do this."
I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take them before podcasts and before dates, and that's it.
More weights equals more dates. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much those questionnaire areas for the shows. Yeah.
How many did we have? Just
So,
two?
well, we just had those two. There's like I said, there's more that come in kind of weird ways.
Yeah.
But actually, I haven't got a lot of questions lately. More people are more like into just the show itself and generally what we do, but not so much like participating.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that that's wrong or anything. I'm just saying that more, you just want to listen and have a good time. I don't want these guys to answer my question. I want to just do what they do, and that's cool. That's cool, man.
Just exist.
Just be you, man. That's why I'm listening, man. But yeah, as far as participation, I want to try to get this idea going. People try to take a picture. It'll last longer. No, take a picture of Crunch Studios or like you're watching the show or something on your monitor. Has to show that you're at work or at school. Oh, and it's more the better. And send me that. I'll retweet it or talk about it, or I'll show it on the show. I'll actually show them on the show. So that everybody that listens on audio, this is of no value to you. I'm sorry, but
I wish we had like a handshake.
no, it'd be
Or
cool.
not
Yeah, we'll do a
handshake,
special
but, like,
handshake.
some sort of like, because you know how our logo's holding the mic. Like
Yeah.
if people like could hold a mic, or like not that. That's just an example. They wouldn't literally do that, but something.
Nice. That's just a joke we like to do.
Yeah.
When someone's saying something, you just stay kind of expressionless, kind of frowning, and right as they're starting to wrap up, go. It's from Delocated. Anyway, sorry about that. We just love that joke.
But yeah, that would be really cool to see other people's faces and stuff with our website in the background and showing appreciation.
You're opening up a lot of doors right there.
Oh yeah.
You said something. You said like do something dirty.
Do some-
Nope, I heard you.
Did I? Did
You're
I?
like, I want to see your faces on our
Oh yeah.
website.
Show us your face.
Nice.
Yeah, these pics are all on Space Ghetto now. Anyway, yeah, check that out. That seems like a fun gimmick. We'll try doing that if we can figure out how to make it work. I would like to end up doing something that was even bigger. Like I said, when people buy Nexus, like take a picture of you playing Nexus, and we'll get thumbs up.
Yeah.
They're all angry and like throwing.
Angry. I hate this game.
Well, you know what you should do? You should. Are you guys like looking into getting onto iTunes at all or anything like that?
I think it's on there.
Oh, so I was gonna say you could just say, write, take a picture with CrunchCast and then write a review for us on iTunes, and we'll put your picture on the end.
Oh,
of the
yeah, see,
video
I gotta figure out how to do
podcast.
all that stuff, man. Because I put it on there, and I got the RSS feed, I got the XML stuff going now. I think it all works, but I don't think it's all set up there now. Again, it's just all that is just totally foreign to me. Everything that we've been doing for the show, besides me making the graphic that has our name at the bottom, it's been completely brand new and foreign to me. So yeah, we're still figuring it out. We're only at the 20th episode.
Yeah.
Dude,
We should be awesome by now.
I don't know. You guys. It's an entertaining show.
We do.
You're in my podcast rotation.
It got a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I could listen to the first.
Those
couple
first few were
anymore.
pretty rough. I mean, the lighting is all silly, and we got dumb haircuts,
And
and
I was nervous and
overweight,
sweating,
pregnant.
Oh, man. Oh, geez, I'm scrolling near the iPad again.
I couldn't hear that, but it's fine. We're talking over it, so that's cool. So yeah, artbyjustin.com.
Yeah, artbyjustin.com.
That's Justin Meisse's portfolio right after Warhammer, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
that's like
Warhammer
the latest,
portfolio.
yeah, right after Warhammer. So that's the Warhammer portfolio.
Yeah.
My portfolio is kind of the same. I put in some new screenshots, just to
And
be cool.
I recently found out it doesn't work correct with Chrome.
Oh man, well nobody uses that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
My
kidding.
website only works with Firefox. So-
Really? Only?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, that's cool.
I mean, you can see it on other ones, but it doesn't play all the GIFs properly and everything. So, which I don't even know why I have GIFs on there because well, who does that? Who does that?
It's cool. But yeah. Art by Justin.
Amsterdam's gifts.
Good old Thanks for joining us here, Justin, and
Oh,
hopefully
yeah, it was.
we'll figure out more things. We'll have more fun.
Yeah.
You can follow Justin at the Meisse. That's TheMeisse. Whew, that's tough.
It's got to be like 3:30 there, doesn't it? What time is it there?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's 3:19. I think I got a text message from my girlfriend. Let me see.
Saying shut
in the
up.
other room. It says,
Broke rule number 1, bro.
Nah, it's cool. We didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
it
you're all
does.
good.
It says,
I think
it
my
says
phone
sleep,
is still
sleep
on.
soon, question mark.
And Justin's
Kind of.
not one of those guys. Like I knew Justin from before. Justin's not one of those guys that if you like at dinner, they're sitting there with a phone just like the whole time. Because I'll tell you what, if you're doing that at a dinner table, then you're not interesting to talk to.
Yep.
You have nothing to say, and that's why you're escaping being there with the people. And that's why you're not on my show.
Kids my age, dude.
Kids today,
Uh,
I gotta be connected to the internet all the time. I want one of those armbands like Leela from Futurama. I can just go, whoop, whoop, you know. Anyway, sorry about that.
Yeah. Follow me on
My
Twitter.
ranting digression. Yeah, follow Bryan on Twitter. He tweets things
yeah.
that he says.
I think I followed. I recently added Bryan.
Yeah, you're
He
on
never
there.
he never
We're
he
following
never
each
posts
other.
anything.
We're following each other. We're just walking in circles.
Yeah, it's totally cool. Yeah, at Bryan McConnell. Hey, and I'm at Chris Holden DEV at Chris Holden Dev. Everybody loves that. Hey, subscribe on the. I'm gonna do this. Check this out. Subscribe on YouTube, and like this video. Favorite this video because it really helps us out. If you like the CrunchCast, just give us a thumbs up. And subscribe to this channel and
Click onto that donate.
favorite
button.
this video and because it really helps us out. I don't know how that
Well-
actually helps people out, but whatever.
Like the video and
Moral support.
We'll thank you at the end of the next.
You know what would be
CrunchCast
cool for fun?
on air.
For fun, watch it on Vimeo. That
Oh.
way my Vimeo gets an actual hit. Because it's totally backup, so no one ever watches it. Like, no one even knows about it, I guess. It's fine. I don't care. That's why it's there. It's backup. But that'll be funny. The views on Vimeo. It looks really nice. That's good quality video, man. It's a good site. But yeah,
HD.
CrunchStudios.com.
Yeah.
That's where we live. Oh, man. I got to get my my little effects thing out here so I can run the outro that I'm doing right now. Boom, the outro is going. Yes, we made it.
Bye.
Woo!
Let's high five on the border.
You're going the wrong way, Justin. You're
Oh.
good other way. Pretty close.